Hey guys, so 80923 actually surprised us this month and had a little bit different numbers. So stay tuned. I am going to give you our market report for the month of July. And I'm curious, I would love to see some feedback on what you guys think.
If you are looking for information on buying, selling, managing, or renting a home, we'll show you all the tips, tactics, and secrets that will best ensure your success. So let's get started.
Hey guys, Nicole Lee with Ashford Realty Group here. So hope you guys are doing great. We are doing this 80923 market update for you guys. And honestly, this is my home. We have lived here for 17 years. Our office is located in 80923. So I get a little excited about the numbers in 80923 because gosh, in the almost 17 years that me and my husband and our family have lived here, this market has changed significantly. So I'm a little bit excited about it, even though we have seen a little bit of a downward trend on pricing. I do not think that's a bad thing. And I think there's a couple things that actually are the reason for that. So I just don't think it's a bad thing. And I actually think it's a very exciting thing what's been going on in our market. So let's get right down to it. So we have a median sales price of $435. So we are going to see where this is a slightly downturn from the previous month, but overall we are at a 16% increase in the last 12 months. And that is pretty stinking incredible if you ask me. So let's just take a look at how these numbers look. So as you can see here, we've got all of these going up and down, up, and then just this steady rise. And like we talked about just a second ago, a little bit of a decrease for the last month. But, that's just not a big deal. I mean, this is over the last 5 years. Look how that has just trended up, 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 up. I do not think we're going to see an ongoing, decrease. We had a ton of sales in this last year in regards to the fact that things were going really fast. Things were not staying on the market. Houses were going way above appraised value. So to see a little bit of a decrease in that, I just do not think is a negative thing, especially when we have this number right here at a 16% increase in a year. That is just really incredible and pretty exciting for this 80923 area. So let's go on now to our listings and sold. We'll look at both the 12-month trend and the 5-year trend, just like we did with pricing. I think you're still going to be a little like, wow, how did that even happen? So we had 57 listings, new listings. Please understand that 57 new listings for last month, and we had 76 sales. Now, there are going to be a couple reasons for that. Maybe something listed in the last week of the previous month. But the biggest reason is because we still have a lot of new build in this 80923 area. And you're going to notice that Richmond Home has just started a new neighborhood. You have Classic Homes that's going to be starting another new neighborhood. And then you have Classic Home ending their Renaissance neighborhood as well. So those numbers will count towards your sold, but you won't see those count towards your listings. So that is where a big difference right here is actually coming from. Is a lot of those new builds that we still have going on in 80923. So let's take a look at our 12-month trend. So a 12-month trend, see how that you're looking at the difference in your sales, your listings, see how it just continues to be more sales than listings. So if you're interested in selling your home, I promise you now is the time to get a hold of us. Let's just make sure you have a plan in place first, okay? So this is our 5-year trend. You can see how the inventory was a lot higher 5 years ago and sales were a little bit lower, and you can see how that has gradually, this is kind of where it started taking a turn for sure. But you can definitely see how those numbers have alternated between here versus this 5-year ago trend, okay? All right, so is this a buyer's market or a seller's market? I think I already touched on that a little bit, but just to clarify, oh boy, it is definitely a seller's market. So typically 4 months or less of inventory, we consider a seller's market. Look at this number, people, 0.75. That means we are 3 weeks, meaning if everything in 80923 sold, it would only take 3 weeks to do it. That is an incredible number. And if you're looking at selling, it's an even more incredible number. But it's also the reason why I mentioned what I did earlier, that if you're looking at selling, the first thing that we're going to ask you is, what are your plans for after you do? Because that's going to be very important right now. But hey, as long as this number kind of stays here and continues to be that seller's market, it's going to be a great time to sell no matter what your options are after the fact. Okay. So those are our July numbers. They were pretty incredible. No, I do not think it's a bad thing to have that slight price decrease there. I think a large majority of that is, as we talked about, a lot of those new builds, which were a little bit smaller in square footage, homes have sold. I do not think that's a bad thing at all. All of those new builds are really filling up some of that space that we had that maybe had not been taken care of. And now it's just looking like beautiful neighborhoods with beautiful homes. And it's so exciting to think that Richmond has come into this area and has started a new subdivision in the last month. We've got Classic Homes that's going to be starting a new subdivision in the next few months, if not sooner. So, hey, keep a lookout. Listen, watch for any of our updates, because we're going to be posting about those new neighborhoods and letting you know what's going to be going on. So, hey, like, subscribe, let us know. There's some links below that are going to be great information as far as resource and tools if you're looking for anything in this 80923 area or Colorado Springs in general. So, hope you guys have a fantastic weekend, and we'll see you next month with your market report.